I really am into acting, and I know you are too. And the most important thing in acting is emotion. You've got to be willing and capable, and you got to know some of these tricks. These tricks of being able to activate your emotion. You activate your emotion in the being side of the work, and then you catapult yourself and dive into the doing side of the work, the interaction. And this element called emotional preparation is key. Hi, my acting training is incredibly extensive. These are some of my notes. This is not all of them. By far, it's not all. And I really like acting. I really like the hardest component of acting is the emotion. And so that's why I run and operate emotional preparation. And there's information on that website that you can join me on my live feed, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesdays and Fridays. I hope to see you there. If you find the information on my website, you can actually join the live feed. I can send you a link and you can actually come on and talk to me face to face. And you can actually, we'll do emotional preparations together. So we can actually work to be able to access your emotions and help you be able to put emotions into your acting work. Okay, hello, how's it going? Welcome. I am absolutely trying to figure out every single thing here. What is going on here? That's not it. Overlay. Okay, so thank you very much. I'm going to make this short today. If you have any questions, ask questions. I am working hard to be able to get this thing working. Every single thing I'm working to get going. And it's absolutely important to me that people know exactly how to be able to achieve emotion in acting. We want people to be able to achieve emotion. We want people to be able to achieve how to activate their emotion. So a lot of times what will happen with acting is the actors will go and do an emotional preparation, and they will not actually do the part of the work that gets the activation actually working in them. They'll work with a feeling, and the feeling will be fleeting. It will be some sort of feeling that won't actually be deep enough. So the point of it is to be able to get something where you have a deep feeling and then have that deep feeling change to become an emotion. And when you have an emotion, the emotion will tend to stay with you when you're working. So you're not working alone, you're actually working with emotional life. And this is absolutely vital for your acting career, because the more you can practice going and working with emotions, the more you can actually achieve acting. See, emotional activation is like the very last step that you do to be able to get that emotion activated. There's also a lot of techniques that you can do within the emotional preparation technique to be able to find depth. And that is part of what you could use to use activation journals, where you're using the ability of highlights of your day or emotional moments of your day, where you can write those things down and actually be able to achieve acting, because you're actually starting to take notes on what actually motivates you, which is key. So listen, I am absolutely determined to continue to working with every single thing. I've got topics that I'm working on and drafting, and I really appreciate every single thing about doing this whole thing with videos and video channels. And I encourage you to look at the programs that will help you to be able to be monetized in 3 months. It will help you. Now, the goal is to be able to be monetized in 3 months. It's not a guarantee, but it is a goal, and the program it's as a good checklist you can go through, and it will definitely should be able to help your speed. Now, myself, I've got a lot of stuff I'm working on. So it's a lot. I'm not just focusing on the one thing. So it's an interesting thing. So please send questions. Let me know which videos are working for you. Like I said, this is a very quick update, And let's watch a couple things here, and we will continue to work through stuff. Thank you. Hi, I'm inviting you to actually join me live on the internet. And if you would, you can bring your own emotional preparation. We can work on emotional preparation together, and we can really hone down and help build out that talent within inside of you. Now, even if all it is you want to just bring an emotional preparation, do a spoon river, I don't mind. Come, join us, and absolutely practice the talent of your own acting. Now, you can practice your talent of your own acting by literally doing apology letters. Now, apology letters can be these incredible things. Now, an apology letter is both its own acting exercise by itself, as well as an independent activity. So what you'd want to do is you'd want to find some things that emotionally activate yourself, really be able to kind of activate those things. Now, I have a list of emotions that are on the website, and that is an absolute great tool for you to be able to use to do emotional preparations. So what you can use is you can go down that list and pick out, whatever kind of emotion you kind of have an inclination towards. And then you can pick that emotion out, and work with it, and then see if you can kind of figure out something that's either a real life circumstance that you can kind of have a daydream about or remembrance about, or an imaginary circumstance where you can have a situation where you're daydreaming and you're working to be able to have this rich ability where you have a vivid imagination. Now, when we were working with imagination for emotional preparation, it's a very important key to remember that you want to be able to work towards getting those activations. It's absolutely important. It's not repetitive, it's important, because you want to be able to get this to the point where you can do this automatically. Okay, so listen, I've had, like I said, this was a very, very short update. We're going to watch a couple other videos, and then I'm going to wrap it up. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'm here, and you can ask me questions, and I'll check it in the chats. Okay, thanks very much. Okay, brainstorm a situation where, I know, there's somebody at the gym that you work out at, and you don't really know them that well, but you could believe that they've had cancer and they're a successor of cancer. Now, this isn't true, or you have no idea if it's true or not. But what you're doing is you're practicing your imagination. So you're practicing your acting. You're starting to practice one component of acting, which is practicing your imagination. Then, when you go to audition, you do your emotional preparation. And because maybe you've done a whole series of these kinds of exercises, working with the imagination acting exercises, you see somebody you've never seen before, but you recognize one or two traits, and all of a sudden you can attach all sorts of your own work, of your imagination work, into the scene. And all of a sudden, the casting director's like, we don't know where that chemistry's come from. But I'm telling you how to build that chemistry with complete strangers. So it's fascinating. I mean, this is something that's just intense, but yet at the same time, there's subtleties to it. And it doesn't have to be this intense. You don't have to imagine somebody having some horrific background. Maybe you know that you've got some auditions for police cop shows. And you know that there's some undercover scenes with police officers, or whatever the case is, similar like that, right? And so what you do is you do imagination work ahead of your audition. And you literally start to practice your imagination to believe that complete strangers in life could be police officers, just off duty. And you find that, you're starting to study traits in people. What could be your belief cycle, and you start to expand your imagination. Expanding your imagination, you need to know, is your job as an actor. And here's why. You expand your imagination. You're working with a reader that maybe is just reading off of the script. But yet, you're able to put some connection to that using your imagination because you've done imaginary acting exercises. Just like I'm suggesting. Then you work with that element and you work and do your emotional preparation on the material. So one, you've got your material completely isolated, you've got your emotions within the script isolated. You're willing to take the ride of the writer, going moment to moment within the writing. Now, I have seen, I've trained with over 35 different teachers, somewhere between 30 and 40,000 acting exercises. I think it's somewhere between 8 and 10,000 students. And I'm doing a live stream. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays and Fridays. So if you'd like to join me there, you're very welcome to join me. You get a peek of whoever you're going to be reading with. Somebody comes out that you know that, or you've just done this work and it will automatically work because you're able to expand your imagination that quickly. Because you've done prior work. You're going to look like a more experienced actor. Not somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. Somebody that actually knows what they're doing. Because you're able to immediately identify traits with whomever you're working with. With your imagination. So somebody says to you in audition, this person's a cop. Okay, great, this is a cop. What do you know about traits about people being police officers? I don't mean to use that as derogatory. I'm just trying to get the ideas out here. And the thing is that now you know. Maybe you go and do some research. These are the kinds of roles that are in this series or whatever audition that you have. And this is the kind of work that you want to do to be able to expand your imagination so you can start to identify traits, character traits, in whoever you've just met in your audition. This is great. You don't have to guess. You know, oh yeah, yep. You see that they have this trait, you see that they have that trait, you see that you can identify 1 or 2, maybe 3, 4, 5 traits. And this can happen very quickly because you've already done the work of your imagination and you've done the imaginary acting exercises. So is this practicing acting? Yes. So, acting is believing, right? Of course. You activate your emotion, you get your activated emotion going, and then you've already identified traits that you recognize in the other person. So you've built immediate chemistry with them. Sorry. So this is absolutely important, how this whole thing works with activation, because like I said, activation is this incredible element that will actually be able to get something that's alive, that's sparked inside of yourself out and into your work. And then you're able to do this by activating and then receiving the other person. So it's absolutely a give and a take, and you get this interaction. Okay, so listen, thanks so much for tuning in, and let me know in the comments how things are going and what anything that comes up, and we'll go from there, okay?